So my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they just built a new house here in North Dallas, and they use spray foam in their home, and it really it was very surprising because I thought most of these homes that are put up in this area are all just fibrous insulation. So we saw it installed before and after, and whenever we go in there, like you. I don't think the AC ever runs. Their electric bills are minimal. So have you seen a big a lot of interest in residential homes, new residential homes being constructed with spray foam, like compared to what it was when you started 16 years ago?
Yeah, I think so. And again, it comes down to performance output, um, and kind of getting the word out in terms
Yeah.
of what the product can do.
You think the consumers are more educated now? Like they know about air exchanges per hour, they know about indoor like healthy air and all that stuff. Is that why they're more interested in it?
I think so. I think so. And I think as a society, if we're going to look at the United States specifically, concerns about what we drink, what we eat. Yeah, there's a much more awareness as to how our environment affects us, and I think indoor air quality is on that list now. Maybe not number one, but for most people, but
It's like
it's
creeping
it's
up.
it's it's creeping up. Yeah, and you know certainly air sealing the envelope is going to assist in improving ACH, but it goes part and parcel with an HVAC system that is properly sized from a tonnage perspective and also bringing in fresh air and taking out stale air. The other side of this is humidity control. Um, this is probably old hat for you in Texas and this, in the South. Um, I think that's one thing that's probably overlooked more than it should be. And personally speaking, I'd like to see more uh, code specifications regarding humidity control in construction. Because as we're tightening up our buildings, I'm seeing on my end, I'm seeing elevated humidity levels, and I think inline dehumidifiers or crawl space dehumidifiers, as far as I'm concerned, they should be code required.
It's funny you say that. So in our first house, I never monitored our humidity levels or anything, but in this house, I have little air thing sensor. And now in these winter months, not that it gets as cold here as it does in the Northeast, but our humidity is at 20% every day. It's
Really,
ridiculous. And we,
that,
we don't know what to do to increase humidity levels, but it's just
that's in
weird.
that. Where in Texas are you?
In Dallas.
Interesting. I used to live in Abilene when I was in the military, and yeah, I'd say the winter months it does get pretty dry out there. Certainly, if you're in Houston, you're right. You're going to see
Yeah.
some really elevated humidity levels. I think if you had to choose between adding humidity to a building or taking it away, right? To me, I think the more important measure is
Taking
taking
it
it away,
away.
right? And if you're someone that's extremely sensitive to low humidity levels, you have the nosebleeds or your skin gets dry and itchy, space humidifiers, small space humidifiers, to me are the way to go. This is probably going to turn some people off in the HVAC industry, but I personally speaking, emitting humidity into enclosed ductwork is not something that I would engage in personally.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, it's a dark space. There can be long periods of time where air is not flowing in your ductwork, and you're spraying, moisture in the ductwork. I think you're asking for some trouble down the road.
That makes sense.